Okay. Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, everyone. So sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome you all here to Educare Springfield. Just a little bit about Educare Springfield. We opened our doors January 2nd of 2020. 6 weeks later, we took a little break like everyone else did, but we rebound. We are the 24th of 25 schools in the National Educare Learning Network, and very proudly, we are the only Educare school in the state of Massachusetts. So our network of schools there exist in 15 states, District of Columbia, and the Winnebago Reservation on the tribal lands in Winnebago, Nebraska. And they are our dual language school, and they teach in Ho-Chuk, which is their tribal language, and English. So that's really great. You will see from some of the printed and digital materials that we are providing to you that our model approaches the delivery of early education in partnership through data, through making sure that we're supporting the in professional development of our educators, and make sure that we're supporting and intensively engaging with our families during these most important first 5 years of brain development for our children. At Educare Springfield, we have some really exciting things going on. For example, we have a tri-partner collaborative with our partners from Square One and from Springfield Public Schools. And we have joined together to deliver early education from birth, 6 weeks, to 5 years old. And we're bringing these public-private partners together to show that when we work together in full partnership and full transparency, and we blend and we braid our expertise and our resources, that our children and our families, they benefit. So I am so grateful for my partners that are here with me today. We appreciate the governor being here, and we thank you. Please consider us your partners as you try to work through the various things on your plate, but also how do we continue to serve our children and our families in the best way possible.
That's great.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'd like to introduce Mayor Sarno of our wonderful city. Thank you.
Thanks, Nikki. Thank you. Back to the Future, Nikki Barnett, great story. She's from the famous Griffin family, grew up right in this neighborhood, and now leads this Educare in partnership with the Springfield Public School System and Square One. So she could tell the families and those young kids here that I sat or stood or played where you are now. So it's just a great testament. So Nikki, congratulations and continued success. It is great to did you see her on Seth Meyers, by the way? Did anybody see the governor on Seth Meyers? Do you see that? Do you see how the point guard operated there? And she likes when I use the basketball analogies on it. And the point guard distributes, runs the show, distributes the programs, distributes the funds. And I just want to give her first accolades as a former Attorney General. Yesterday, myself and the Commissioner of Health and Human Services, Helen Colton-Harris, announced the first round of grants on the opioid crisis that we're receiving, and that was because of the leadership of then Attorney General Maura Healey, and we named 3 well-respected institutions and move forward on that. So she comes here not bearing a basketball, but she comes here putting money back in your pocket, money in your pocketbook, I don't carry one anymore, and in your wallet with the tax relief that she's bringing. And number one, child care and family care. It is so essential. It is a budget buster for individuals that have to be able to have child care, and it helps that individual, that mom and dad, that grandmother, that guardian, be able to go to work and provide for themselves and their families. So we deeply appreciate that. She has a multitude of cuts. Commissioner Snyder's here. Where's the money man? Where is he? He's hiding because he's the money man. Okay. So she has a myriad of announcements she's going to make. I also want to congratulate her and thank her for the standing up for our veterans, the HERO Act, which we've incorporated 100% here in the city of Springfield. And I think that's extremely important. for our veterans. So these are really working with the legislature, but her efforts here really 20 years, 2 decades, these substantial tax relief programs that are coming forth. But today it's about our kids and our families. And you got to get them young. And we were just in there, a $1 million photo shot with a little 6-week-old there, Adonis, on it. And speaking, Esther will be speaking. She used to be in my Park and Rec division as a parent member here. But I think with Educare and all the preschool stuff that we do in public schools and with families, that helps them move up in the world, helps them be able to provide for themselves, for their families, and give back to the community. So without further ado, put your hands together for the point guard for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, our friend, our governor, Governor Maura Healey.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. Mayor Sarno, appreciate your friendship, your partnership. It's always great to be in the great city of Springfield. And thank you for welcoming me here today. When the team and I were thinking about where we wanted to make this announcement, we thought of right here. And we thought about the work that's happening right here in this city. And we thought about the partnership, the teamwork. As the mayor said, when I played basketball, I was a point guard. And so it's always been about the assists. It's always been about teamwork. And today you're not going to get a better example of teamwork than what you see in terms of the city, the organizations coming together and delivering real services for our families. And I'm just so thrilled to be here. To my colleagues and friends in the legislature, Mr. Chairman Bud Williams, thank you. Good to see you. And Senator Adam Gomez, great to see you. We're lucky to have a legislature that appropriates. We put forward budget ideas, but at the end of the day, we all work together to do some special things the last couple of years. And one of the things I'm going to talk about that we did were the tax cuts. I don't know if we have Representative Ash here or Representative Ramos, your offices as well. We appreciate that. Governor's Counsel Tara Jacobs. Superintendent Denal. Where's the superintendent? Hey, nice to see you again. I saw you coming in. So nice to see you. And we have members of the City Council here as well. Councilor Click-Bruce, Councilor Whitfield. Are there others? There may be others, but thank you for the work that you do. On our team, our Department of Revenue Commissioner, Jeffrey Snyder. Where is he? Don't hide. Doing a great job at the Department of Revenue. Don DeStefano of Square One. And Esther Manzo-Alicia. Thank you so much. We're going to hear from you in just a bit as our parent champion. I want to thank a couple members of our advisory councils. Denise Jordan for your work on the Black Empowerment Advisory Council. Thank you. Liz Cardona, member of our Latino Empowerment Advisory Council. Thank you, Elizabeth. And I also want to recognize our mass cap agencies for the work that they do across the state, particularly the work they do providing free tax clinics for people this time of year. Thank you, Mickey Harris, for joining us here today. And finally, thank you to Nikki Burnett and the incredible team and educators right here at Educare. We just went on a tour. It was so inspiring to be in a classroom with these young little precious bundles and a caring staff. And it's just beautiful. And I think, I want to congratulate you, Nikki. You're a testament to what's possible, what is possible for every child in this state if they and their families are given enough in terms of nourishment, both food and also physical and spiritual and emotional, right, intellectual nourishment. There's no end to what our kids can do. I just really appreciate you being here on this very site where you played, and what an inspiration you've got to be to these young families who come through the door here. Beautiful. Okay, as the mayor said, I'm here today. This is about saving you money, okay? It's tax season, and we have made a commitment to put money back in your pockets, okay, to save families money. And here's how we're going to do it. As you know, the deadline is April 15th, and we want to make sure that everyone knows there are big opportunities for savings out there. And that's because 2 years ago, I worked with the legislature. We came through, and I was able to sign something into law, something that had not been done in 20 years, in over 20 years in this state. And that is cutting taxes. We did it. We did it. And we did it because we know the cost of living is hitting people hard, and we wanted to address that. We made sure that people getting hit hardest by high costs, like families with young kids, our seniors, get the break that they need. We wanted to make sure that they got refundable tax credits, meaning cash back in their pockets. So here's what we did. We now have a child and family tax credit. It's the best in the country, and here's what it does. If you've got kids under 13, you're going to get $440 back per child. And there's no limit. There used to be a cap on how many kids you could have as qualifying for that. We took the cap away. So it's gone from, I don't know, just $100 or something up to $440 per child. And that's where it's going to stay. So what that means is that we're putting hundreds of dollars back in pockets of families all around the state. So if you have 2 kids, $880. 3 kids, $1,320. Whereas before, that same family with 3 kids only got $360, okay? So we've increased that big time. Nearly $1,000. That's really something. Now, if you care for a dependent adult, you've got somebody at home that you take care of, you're going to get that same $440 back every year for them. You don't have to do any extra paperwork. All you have to do is file your taxes, okay? That's all you have to do. And it's not the only tax cut we've got for families. We've also got something called the Earned Income Tax Credit. The Earned Income Tax Credit just went up. We increased it from 30% to 40% of the federal credit. So now, if you combine those couple of things, if you've got 2 or 3 kids, you could be looking now, because of what we did, at a combined federal and state credit of close to $10,000. Okay? We also wanted to focus on our seniors. If you have seniors in your life, their housing credit is doubling from a maximum of $1,200 to $2,700, money back in their pockets. Last year we helped hundreds of thousands of seniors get an average nearly $1,000 more back that they can use for food, for clothing, maybe even a gift for a grandchild, right? That's so, so important. Massachusetts is a great state for our families. Remember, Massachusetts, we're #1 in the country for education, innovation, and healthcare. We're among the safest states in the country. We have the cleanest drinking water in the country, high quality of life. We were just ranked the best place to live if you're a woman, the best place to raise a family, and the best place to have a baby. Why? Because of policies that are put in place that deliver the kind of benefits and services that our families need. So I just want to thank all the amazing educators and the families out there today doing the hard work. I want you to know that affordability is something that we're laser focused on as an administration. Yesterday, I made an announcement that we are going to give back $50 rebates to everybody for their gas bills. We've also got a discount on electricity bills, 10% off March and May, and we're going to continue. I've told my administration, my team, to look at every single line item on that bill and see if there's actions we can take to get down those costs. But today, I want to make sure everybody is aware of, right? Get the word out. The tax cuts don't do any good if you don't take advantage of them. So we're here today to spread the word. Go to mass.gov/tax cuts to learn more. And I want to thank and welcome up Mickey Harris, who's Executive Director of Springfield Partners for Community Action, to share more information about these very vulnerable resources. Mickey.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I want to skip all the intro because the governor has already given you my name. But I am from Springfield Partners for Community Action, where we are engaged in helping poor people change their lives. Our volunteer income tax assistance alone generated over 1,000 returns last year, which resulted in over $2.3 million being returned to residents here in the city of Springfield. There are indeed 23 community action programs in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and we've collectively returned over $60 million in tax refunds to residents, and that's spread over 30,000 taxpayers. So we certainly want to thank the governor, the legislature, and all of you for the recent introduction of earned income credits as well as family and child credits. While we strive hard, and we do it certainly with volunteers, in Springfield alone we use in excess of 1,000 volunteers to conduct all of the tax returns. And on top of that, we offer other services, but we're here to talk about taxes and credits today. We'd welcome each of you to come by and see us. We're at 725 State Street. We're open every day. Please come by and see us. And given that, it was my pleasure to now introduce Ms. Dawn DiStefano from Square One, President and Chief Executive Officer.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Governor Healey, Commissioner Snyder, Senator Gomez, Representative Williams, Mayor Sarno, Councilor Click Bruce, Superintendent Denal, community partners, and Springfield families. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today about this important financial benefit that can make a real difference in the lives of working families. Square One is part of a strong community network in Springfield, as evidenced by what's going on in this building here at EduCare Springfield. And our work is designed to support and connect families with information and resources that make that critical difference in household growth and stability. We're very grateful for community and government funders. Square One has a vibrant set of family support services ranging in work through Healthy Families, which is supported by Children's Trust of Massachusetts and the Massachusetts Department of Public Health. We increase awareness of child development milestones and helping families strengthen their parenting skills. We certainly would be remiss if we didn't mention the work that the Massachusetts Department of Early Education and Care is doing in partnership to provide working families with the early education and child care they need to be able to uphold our working economy. They are the people that are working here in Springfield. Through these programs, Square One and our partners are working diligently to remind families about this resource. If a family qualifies, these types of credits can be worth thousands of dollars. As the governor did far better math than I could do this morning. The time change really takes its toll. What we know about families at Square One is this money makes a bigger difference than anyone here can ever account for. We know that having a reliable car, a safe home, and resources for healthy food and family activities makes all the difference. We're here to help families complete that paperwork and make the connections to not leave any potential money behind on the table. We know that everyone benefits when family and children have resources they need for a stable life. So thank you to you, Governor Healey, and your administration. We know that you understand what families need and see you investing in what really matters for a more secure future for our children. Thank you. And I get to introduce the best person of the day, no offense, Governor. Esther Alicia, who represents a lot of what families are doing here in the best of ways. Esther, come on up. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I wanted to thank everyone for being here and Nikki for the opportunity to share a little bit of my story. I'm Esther Alicea. I'm a parent champion here at Educare Springfield. I wanted to kind of talk about a little bit the child and family tax credit has allowed my family to have access to safe learning environments for my children, as we just witnessed here. I'm excited to share this message with other parents and families here at Educare and outside of Educare. I want to thank the governor, for taking the time to be here and share this with us. And this is truly making a difference in my family, and I hope that it makes a difference in others. Thank you.
Thank you, Esther. You're our best ambassador, right? You're our best ambassador at getting the word out about these programs and these savings. Happy to take any on-topic questions. Any questions? No? Oh, good. Commissioner Snyder. Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jack with 20 News. Thank you for taking my question. Obviously, these tax credits are great for people with families, but how does the state plan to replenish its budget with the loss of, obviously, these tax credits going out?
The federal dollars? Potential federal dollars? Yep. Well, look, I've said before that the cuts that Donald Trump and Elon Musk have proposed or have already made are not something that we can make up for as a matter of our state budget. We simply don't have the money, nor does any state in the country have the money to make up for the really terrible cuts that Donald Trump and Elon Musk have already made. We'll see what congressional Republicans do. They need to step up and stop this, because right now we have funding that is not going to seniors, to little kids, to health care, to our veterans, and that's really serious because it has really serious and bad consequences on what's going to happen to people. So I'm going to continue to stand up in opposition. I ask people to speak out about it because, you know, it really pains me. We're in a building in part supported by Head Start, right? I got that right, Nikki? Originally, back in the day, ever was
they were the
the original partner. And, you know, Head Start, I look at the potential cuts by our U.S. Department of Transportation, which Donald Trump wants to abolish. You know, what we're looking at there are cuts and the taking away of funding for Head Start programs in this country, for Title I, for special education, for reading specialists in our classrooms, for after-school program. And as your governor, I'm going to do everything I can with my legislative colleagues to continue to work within our means and this budget to continue what we have already been doing as a state. But I will tell you that Massachusetts and all other states across this country, nobody's in a position to make up for the loss of federal funds. And so that's why it's really important that people speak out and make sure that we get Congress to act and make sure that this money comes through to our states. Yeah. Commissioner Snyder, have I missed any details?
I think you got.
Yeah? Okay. He actually does the real math. I just say the words, but he does the real math. Thank you to you and your team, and for all the work, because, you know, we're coming up on be a busy season for everybody. Super Bowl, the Super Bowl, tough for commissioners of revenue, right? Yes, yes. Thanks again to Mickey and all the folks at various agencies out there helping residents really get real-time access to what they need to do to file and be able to access this money. And it's your money. You're entitled to it, okay? You are taxpayers. You're entitled to these refunds. We just want to make sure you get them. And so let's take advantage of that. Others are able to take advantage of changes we've made to the estate tax, to capital gains, to some other areas. But today I wanted to focus in particular on what we're doing with the Earned Income Tax Credit and the Child and Family Dependent Tax Credit. Great to see everybody. Have a good afternoon.
Good
Great.